Welcome to the deep dive. Thinking about maybe making a move to the Philippines.
You're definitely not the only one. It's got that incredible tropical charm, but also, modern living.
And industries are growing, drawing people in. So today, we're tackling a big question for expats. Cebu IT Park or BGC Manila?
Exactly. It's kind of the ultimate showdown. We want to help you figure out which one might be, well, a better fit for you.
Yeah, two really prime locations. Let's break them down a bit.
Okay, so first up, Cebu IT Park. That's in Cebu City. It's a real tech-focused area, but maybe with a more, let's say, relaxed contemporary feel.
Right. And then you've got Bonifacio Global City BGC over in Manila. That's like the sleek, super energetic business and lifestyle district. Very urban.
Mm-hmm. And both are big players in IT, BPO, this business process outsourcing and finance too.
So our mission for this deep dive is to really sort of get under the skin of these two places.
Yeah, look at the key differences. Lifestyle, work, cost, that's a big one, and community.
And we've got insights from different sources, articles, research, and even some real expat stories, people who actually live there. So let's dive in.
Okay, where should we start? Maybe with the lifestyle. What's the
Right.
general atmosphere like day to day?
Good idea. Let's head south first to Cebu IT Park. It's in Cebu City's La Hogue area, covering about, 27 hectares?
Yeah, decent size.
And what strikes me is this blend. People talk about modern buildings, but with a more kind of easygoing, almost provincial vibe.
Right, you get the high-rise condos, sure, but also green spots like the Walk and those co-working spaces like the I-1 building someone mentioned.
It sounds pretty walkable, too. Lots of cafes, gyms, restaurants right there. A Baca Baking Company pops up a lot in descriptions.
And here's a big plus for many, I think. The nature access.
Hell yeah.
Mactan beaches are apparently just like a 30-minute drive away, plus easy ferry access to islands like Bohol. That gives it a real sort of resort-like feel, doesn't it? Potential for good work-life balance.
Definitely. And it's not just hype, it seems. There was this Reddit post from 2024, someone called You Exist for Love, described it as modern and clean. And they specifically said it's great for people wanting something quieter than, the hustle of Manila.
Okay, so that's Cebu. Now let's shift gears completely. BGC Manila.
The Wall Street of the Philippines.
That's the nickname, yeah. And it's huge, 240 hectares.
Yeah.
The whole vibe is just sleek, modern, high energy.
You picture those wide sidewalks, loads of modern skyscrapers. I read somewhere over 110 buildings are above 150 meters tall.
Wow, yeah, that's tall.
Yeah.
But they do have green spaces too, like the BGC Greenway Park. It's not all concrete.
And it sounds super pedestrian friendly, which is a big deal in Metro Manila. You've got the fancy malls, SM Aura, Uptown Mall.
International restaurants everywhere, TGI Fridays, Din Tai Fung, places like that. Cultural spots too, like the Mine Museum. It feels very cosmopolitan.
Absolutely, a real global city vibe.
And the pace is fast, definitely. But interestingly, some say the traffic within BGC itself is actually better managed than Greater Manila.
Better being relative, I guess.
Probably, but it's something. And another Redditor, Ujanelikau, back in 2023, called BGC a first world enclave. Really captures that modern comfort, that buzz.
Okay, this is great context, but let's make it more real. Let's talk about Sarah.
Yes, the first expat story. Sarah, 32, Australian digital nomad.
Right. She spent 6 months in Cebu IT Park in 2023, rented a studio via Airbnb. It cost her about $600 USD a month, which sounds pretty reasonable.
Yeah, not bad at all. And what did she like?
She loved the chill vibe, apparently.
Yeah.
And the 247 cafes were perfect for her remote graphic design work. She wasn't just working, though.
No.
She joined expat meetups via Internations, even got involved in the Sinulog Festival stuff.
That's great. Getting involved locally. But was it all perfect?
Well, here's the trade-off she mentioned. She found the nightlife in Cebu a bit limited, compared to Manila anyway.
Okay.
It actually prompted her to take a weekend trip to BGC just to check out the scene there.
So her experience kind of highlights Cebu's strengths, balanced, affordable lifestyle, but maybe points to a quieter social scene after dark.
Exactly. And that matches what another source said in 2024 too. So yeah, a clear contrast is emerging. Cebu's relaxed affordability versus BGC's energetic, maybe more socially packed urban feel.
Okay, lifestyle pictures getting clearer. What about work? Opportunities.
Let's get into that. Both are tech hubs, as you said, but with, different flavors.
Right. Cebu IT Park is definitely a powerhouse for IT and especially BPO. You've got the big names, Accenture, IBM, Concentrix,
Huge employers. One source said over 30,000 employees just in IT Park.
Wow, and it sounds good for remote workers too, right? Reliable internet, co-working spaces.
Yeah, apparently Wi-Fi speeds up to 100 Mbps in condos, which is pretty solid. And those co-working spots we mentioned earlier, plus a huge advantage. English proficiency is super high.
Like 95% fluency reported somewhere. That makes integrating professionally much, much easier.
Definitely. But here's a nuance someone pointed out in an online forum: the types of jobs. While there are loads, they tend to lean more towards BPO roles, call centers, customer support, and maybe more entry-level tech support.
Ah, so fewer high-level corporate management or maybe specialized R&D roles compared to Manila?
That's what a discussion on our Philippines expat suggested for 2024, yeah. It makes sense given BGC's focus.
Okay, let's look at BGC then. The job market there seems, well, broader.
Definitely more diverse. It's got the Philippine Stock Exchange, big multinationals like Coca-Cola, Procter& and Gamble.
So you're looking at finance, tech, but also more senior executive roles, marketing, logistics, a wider range of industries, really.
Exactly. The BPO sector is huge there too, of course, but it also pulls in startups, regional HQs.
So it appeals more to those sort of urban professionals looking for serious networking and career climbing.
Seems like it. A 2023 article highlighted that exact advantage for career growth. But there's a catch.
Competition.
Fierce competition.
Yeah.
And securing those expat roles often requires pretty solid qualifications and experience. It's not easy street.
And even for digital nomads, while there are cool co-working spaces like the Flatiron, memberships might be pricier because demand is just higher.
Right. Okay, let's bring in Mark's story here. He's British, 40, living in BGC for a couple of years now.
And he's a finance manager for a tech startup.
Yep. And for him, BGC's location was key. Close to corporate offices, lots of networking events, like around the Fort Strip area.
Makes sense for his role. Did he connect with other expats?
Yeah, he joined the Rotary Club of BGC Central, met Americans, Australians, built a network. His budget was higher, though, around $3,000 USD a month.
Okay, and what did that cover?
About $1,200 for a one-bed condo, plus dining out at some of the nicer, more upscale BGC spots.
But it wasn't all smooth sailing for him either, was it?
No. He mentioned the flip side. The traffic, the high cost of living.
Yeah.
He found it quite stressful. And interestingly, after a business trip to Cebu IT Park, he actually said he envied the affordability he saw there.
Wow. So that really highlights the trade-off again, doesn't it? BGC offers big career advantages and amenities, but it comes with that higher price tag and, well, intensity.
Precisely. So if climbing the corporate ladder in a major business hub is your main goal, BGC seems to have the edge.
But if you're after maybe more balanced life, perhaps specific tech roles, and a less demanding pace, Cebu IT Park looks like a really strong contender.
A crucial difference. Okay, let's talk about that cost factor more directly. This is often the deal breaker, isn't it?
It really is. And this is where Cebu IT Park and BGC really diverge quite significantly.
Yeah, Cebu is consistently flagged as much more affordable. The numbers back it up too.
Like that 2025 estimate. Monthly cost for one person, excluding rent, around $617 USD.
Exactly, which is, what, 66% less than New York? That's a huge difference.
And the rent itself. Big savings there, too.
Definitely. Studio condos in IT Park are reportedly in the $500 to $700 USD range per month. Utilities maybe another $50 to $100 on top.
And food. Eating out locally.
Pretty budget-friendly. Meals at local spots, carinderias, or places like House of Lechon, maybe just $3 to $5 USD.
Okay. Though someone did mention imported groceries might be a bit pricier in Cebu, right?
Yeah, that's a fair point. If you rely heavily on specific imported goods, that could add up. But overall...
Overall, the affordability is a massive draw. Like that person living comfortably on $1,300 a month, including rent and everything.
Right. Including a $600 condo gym going out. And that stat about rent being like 90% less than New York, it just hammers home the point.
Okay, now let's flip to BGC. Premium price tag expected here.
Yep. That same 2025 estimate puts monthly costs, again excluding rent, slightly higher at $642 USD. Not a massive jump there, but...
But the rent is the killer, reportedly over 60% higher than Cebu.
That's the big one. Studio rents in BGC start around $700 USD, apparently, and one bedrooms. Average $1,200 up to maybe $2,500 a month.
Wowza. That's a significant chunk of change. And eating out.
More expensive, too, especially at Western chains like California Pizza Kitchen. Maybe $10, $15 a meal easily.
Groceries are slightly more expensive, too, maybe 3% or so. It all adds up.
It does. There was an online discussion suggesting you'd need around $2,300 a month for a, quote, comfortable Western life in Manila versus maybe $2,000 in Cebu.
And then there are the other premium things, fancy gyms, maybe $50 a month, international schools costing thousands per year.
Yeah.
BGC has them, but you pay for them?
Let's bring in Anna's story. She's Filipino-American, lived in both spots back in 2022.
Right, she did Cebu first, then BGC.
Exactly. 3 months in Cebu IT Park, paying $600 for her studio. Then moved to BGC, similar studio, but it cost her $1,000 a month.
Big jump. And how'd that affect her budget day to day?
Well, in Cebu, she managed on about $1,200 a month total, used cheap jeepney rides, shopped local markets.
Smart.
But in BGC, things like Grab rides during peak hours, $15, eating out more, $200 a month just on dining, it really strained her $2,000 monthly budget.
So even though she likes some things about BGC.
Yeah, she valued the expat diversity, the events, yoga meetups, but ultimately the cost pushed her back to Cebu.
Her story really spells it out, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Cebu has a clear edge for budget-conscious expats.
While BGC appeals more if you prioritize those premium amenities and that lifestyle and you have the budget to match.
Precisely. Okay, so we've covered lifestyle, work, cost. What about community? The social side, finding support. That's huge for expats.
Absolutely critical. And again, we see different dynamics. Cebu IT Park seems to foster a really tight-knit expat community.
Like those Internations events you mentioned, regular meetups.
Yeah, groups like that host monthly gatherings, and apparently even big local events like the Sinulog Festival help expats and locals connect. Bonds form.
And maybe the smaller scale helps. Metro Cebu is big, but still much smaller than Metro Manila.
Right, 3 million versus maybe 13 million. It might just be easier to make lasting connections when it's not quite so vast.
Makes sense. But the flip side might be less diversity.
That's what some sources suggest, yeah. Fewer nationalities represented compared to the melting pot of Manila.
Okay, so contrast that with BGC. Larger, more diverse expat community is the description there.
Definitely. Americans, Brits, Australians, Japanese, Koreans. Lots of different backgrounds.
And you have those established clubs, right? Like the American Women's Club, British Women's Association, organizing brunches, charity events, all sorts.
Yeah, plus the internations meetups there tend to attract a lot of young professionals.
Yeah.
But there's that comment about it being a huge transient working community.
Ah, right. So maybe lots of vibrant social options, stargazing, dance classes, whatever, but maybe less personal, harder to form deep roots.
Potentially. The diversity is a huge draw, no doubt. But the fast pace, the churn of people coming and going, it might make deep connections a bit trickier to cultivate compared to Cebu's possibly more stable scene.
So maybe Cebu offers a more intimate, potentially more supportive community feel, while BGC offers incredible diversity and nonstop social options, but perhaps feels a bit less personal sometimes.
That seems to be the general picture, yeah. Okay, well, let's try and pull all this together, weighing the pros and cons.
All right, let's summarize. Cebu IT Park. What are the big wins?
Affordability is number one. That $1,300 to $2,000 monthly budget range is appealing. The relaxed vibe, the beach access.
Great for digital nomads, maybe families looking for a slightly calmer pace.
Exactly. But the potential downsides. Maybe limited nightlife if that's your priority, and perhaps fewer options for certain types of high-level corporate jobs.
Okay, now BGC Manila. The pros.
Unmatched amenities, for sure. Huge range of career opportunities across many sectors. That vibrant, diverse international community.
Ideal for ambitious professionals. People really focused on career networking and that cosmopolitan lifestyle.
Right. But the cons, significantly higher cost, needing maybe $2,300 to $3,000 a month, potential traffic headaches even within BGC, and just a more intense, fast-paced way of life.
So it really truly depends on what you prioritize, doesn't it?
Absolutely. Both places offer modern infrastructure. English is widely spoken. There's expat support in both, but the choice hinges on your personal checklist.
Is cost the deciding factor? Is it career ambition? Or is it the specific feel of the lifestyle you want day to day?
And hearing from Sarah, Mark, and Anna really drives that home. There's no single best choice. It's about the best fit for an individual's life and goals.
Couldn't agree more.
So as we wrap up this deep dive, the sort of expat showdown between Cebu IT Park and BGC Manila, it's clear both are really attractive options, just different.
Yeah, very different flavors. Cebu really shines for that laid-back, budget-friendly environment, great tech jobs, and that warm community feel.
And BGC delivers that cosmopolitan, opportunity-rich experience, buzzing with energy and diversity, even if it comes with, well, a higher price tag.
Which brings us to the final thought for you, the listener. As you think about your potential expat journey, Maybe to the Philippines, maybe somewhere else entirely.
What really holds the most weight for you? Is it the bottom line, the cost? Is it your career trajectory? Or is it the kind of rhythm and lifestyle you see yourself living day in, day out?
Thinking about that hierarchy of priorities, that's probably the key to finding your perfect fit, well beyond just Cebu or BGC.